Cause I don't wanna hurt nobody. Did it over text, didn't call me. Still got love for your mommy. I know you wanna be somebody, even if you gotta leave somebody. Yes, I'm hurting, yes, I'm jaded. Most of the things I don't wanna say. I won't be around while you chase. You'll try to come back when you faint. I always want the truth, but it's dangerous. You got something real, not bad. You wanna get with me, stop. Yes, I'm hurting, yes, I'm jaded. Most of these things I don't wanna say.
We are live for 49ers versus Raiders pregame show, preseason finale here in Las Vegas. Yes, sir. Let's go Niners. This is the preseason finale. We're just going to break down the players to watch today. I did post it on my X already. If you guys are new, make sure you guys go follow my X. It is the same username that I have on every single platform, 49er_news24. So we're going to talk about players of the game and then just things to watch for this preseason games. Players that are on the bubble to making the 49er rosters. Players who have been impressing me throughout the preseason. I'm going to be coming out with a YouTube short probably right after the, not right after the game, maybe sometime next week. It's going to be officially out, but I'm going to start making it. It's going to be 49er players that raising, 49er players that balled throughout the preseason and the 49er players that failed throughout the preseason for the 49ers. So let's get into the pregame show. Let me send over the players to watch for this game here. I don't know why my airdrop's not working today. So let me just pull it up on my Twitter. Yeah. I can't airdrop it, so we're going to do it like this. Alright, I got 3 players to watch for today's preseason game for the 49ers. We're going to do it like this. Boom. Alright. These are the 3 players who I have to watch tonight for this preseason game for the 49ers versus Raiders. The first one is Jordan Watkins. Jordan Watkins had an amazing preseason week 1. And then preseason week 2, who was quiet. We didn't really see him much in preseason week 2, I believe. Was it week? Am I getting the weeks mixed up? Make sure we did. But yeah, versus the Titans, he had a good showing. And then versus the Chargers, he did not do much in the preseason game. Now I'm very interested to see what he does here in preseason game week 3. As Kyle Shanahan did say in his press conference, he is expecting not many starters to play. He is expecting it to look like preseason game week 1 versus the Tennessee Titans. So there's going to be no Brock Purdy. Kyle Shanahan is not going to call plays today. I'm pretty sure Kyle Shanahan called play week 1 in the preseason, or maybe week 2, but he has not been calling plays for the entire preseason. He only called it for 1 game, I believe. 1 or 2 games. Now, I think 1 game, Kyle Shanahan will not call plays versus the Raiders. The 49ers will not play much or any starters week 3 preseason, according to Kyle Shanahan. So Jordan Watkins, without the starters playing, without Deebo Samuel out there, Jordan Watkins should be a guy who gets a lot of reps today. He should be a guy to watch out there on the football field for the 49ers. Deshaun Stribling is another one. Deshaun Stribling had an amazing week 1 preseason game. The biggest thing for me about Deshaun Stribling is his drops. If he didn't have those 2 big drops, Deshaun Stribling would have been having an amazing preseason, but he's just been having, for me, a good preseason, not a great preseason, just because those 2 drops, both of those drops, are catches he needs to make. Yes, one of them was behind him, but in the NFL level, you need to make that catch at any time the quarterback throws you open, like Curtis Rourke did to him on that play. He needs to come up and catch that football. And then the drop week 2 of the preseason for the Chargers, that was going to be a touchdown throw by Mac Jones, but obviously it was dropped by Deshaun Stribling. So those are the two wide receivers to watch. Jordan Watkins is the main one to watch, though. Alfred Collins has been struggling throughout the first two preseason games. Alfred Collins has been getting washed in the run game, even though he is super, super big. He is a big defensive tackle. He's been getting washed in the run game. He's getting moved like a baby. He's non-existent in the pass rush game. Alfred Collins needs to step it up today. As right now, I believe UDFA James Thomas has been having a better preseason and camp than Alfred Collins. James Thomas Jr. has been having a better preseason and training camp than Alfred Collins. Alfred Collins needs to do something of impact today, show that he is a good run stopper. That is why the 49ers drafted him last season, was because he was a good run stopper. Alfred Collins needs to show that. Grayson Halton, we don't have no updates on Grayson Halton, but everyone remember how good Grayson Halton was week 1 in the preseason for the Titans. This is him hustling on a tight end screen. Just amazing hustle by the rookie Grayson Halton. We have no updates on Grayson Halton. Don't know if he's playing tonight. Usually in the preseason, we don't really get a confirmed injury report from any reporters. If you guys are in here, though, make sure you guys drop a like and subscribe if you guys are new. And then the last position to watch is the left guard battle. We still do not have a starting left guard for the 49ers just yet. This has been a battle throughout camp, has been a battle throughout preseason. We have been able to watch the battle happen with our own eyes during the preseason games. If you were not there at training camp, I'm not there obviously at training camp, so I have not been able to see what they've been doing at training camp. But from the notes I've been reading, this is still a battle. Connor Colby versus Carter Willis. Also, Robert Jones, the veteran, the Miami Dolphin veteran, he is out with an injury. He will be ready for week 1, but he is out with an injury. So the left guard battle is up to Connor Colby and Carter Willis. I'm expecting Connor Colby to run away with this left guard battle, in my opinion. I think Connor Colby gets the week 1 start for the 49ers. I've been saying that throughout the whole preseason now and training camp, but Connor Colby has not looked the best out there on the field. But Carter Willis could start. That would be amazing, as he is just a rookie. So those are the players to watch. And the last one's really just your left guard position. But I put both Connor Colby and Carter Willis on the list, just because those are the two that will be battling for that starting left guard spot for the 49ers. If we do look at the game lines according to Underdog Fantasy, let's pull that up right now. I'll do it on my phone, actually. The Raiders, I know, are the favorites. Oh, please, let me see. I'm hoping they let me drop this. The Raiders are the favorite. We should be, the roster? We should be getting some Fernando Mendoza. We should be seeing some Mendoza action out there for the Raiders. So that should be fun to watch. The first over pick of this year's NFL draft class. We should be getting him playing today for the 49ers. Kirk Cousins, we don't really have a... the Raiders head coach didn't really give a direct plan to the media of how he... Hold on with this. All right, we'll do it like this. How he wants to play the starters, but this is the Raiders depth chart, so I'm expecting Kirk Cousins for maybe a series, but I'm expecting a lot of Fernando Mendoza. I'm expecting Mendoza to play a good chunk of the game. I'm thinking, so let's say Kirk does get one drive, I'm expecting Mendoza to finish the first half for the Raiders. Aiden O'Connell will come in late game, and then I don't even know who Jacob Clark is. Jacob Clark, if he does play, my guess would be late fourth quarter, mid fourth quarter. Jacob Clark is a rookie out of Missouri State. Never heard of him. But, yes. Ashton Jeanty, he got hurt in practice. Obviously has an ankle injury. He will not play. Mike Washington Jr. was one of my favorite running backs in this year's NFL draft class. He should be a fun guy to watch, even though he is on the Raiders. Where did I post about? I'm trying to put my tweet about Mike Washington. Is it Instagram or is it here? Where did I talk about Mike Washington Jr.? I thought it was Twitter. But Mike Washington Jr. was one of those guys who I was very high on when he was coming out of Arkansas. No, okay. It's on Instagram. So I can't pull that up. But Mike Washington Jr., I'm very excited to watch him play. I could pull up my notes on him, though, when he was coming out of the NFL draft. My Mike Washington Jr. Scouting report: he's elusive, he's hard to tackle, he's patient. His weakness is his pass pro and ball security. My notes on him is Mike is very hard to tackle, very shifty moves well going side to side. He is a elusive back. He runs behind his pads and is a powerful runner. He is not the fastest and does not have home run speed, but he does have speed to him. He ran a 4.33. I don't see the speed on tape. I don't see that on tape. I see speed, but 4.33 seems to me a bit fast. As on tape, he did not seem a 4.33 running back. But that was just me when I was watching his college film. He is a very patient back when he is in the backfield, which opens up big holes. He does not have the best pass pros, which could hold him back in the NFL, but something I could see him fixing in the NFL because he is a bigger back. He ran for 1K rushing yards in the SEC with not a good O-line, which is very impressive. He had some ball security problems in college. 7 fumbles. I think he is a round 2 talent. The only thing holding him back would be the 7 fumbles and pass pro in college. So those were my notes on Mike Washington Jr. when he was coming out of the draft this past season. When was he drafted? He was a 4th round. He was drafted in the 4th round. I had a 2nd round grade on him, which is insane. That's how high I was on Mike Washington Jr. He's an absolute dog. I had a 2nd round grade on him coming out of college. I expect a lot of Mike Washington Jr. today. And then the wide receiver room, I would expect all of them to play. I would expect Brock Bowers to play. I don't know if Max Crosby's playing. Like I said, the Raiders head coach did not give a game plan at all of who he's going to be playing. Who he's going to be playing tonight. So we don't know. But yeah, those are the offensive players who on the Raiders who I expect to play. I expect a lot of Mike Washington Jr. and a lot of Fernando Mendoza. A lot of good rookies on this Raiders team. Raiders for sure have a good young bunch group. The odds. Wait, did I screenshot this way? So yes, the Niners are the underdog for this game. The over-under on Underdog Fantasy is 38.5 points. One second. These are the game odds. These are the games are for the game over under 38.5. It is favored for the. I don't know how UD did. I'm still getting these like UD multiplier, so I'm pretty sure. Okay, it is favored for the under at 38.5. Let's just pull up regular ESPN lines. But yes, the Niners are the underdogs. The Raiders are a -2.5 favorite right now on underdog on ESPN. DraftKings, it is at a -3. Raiders on the money line is -167. The Niners are at a +138. And over under on DraftKings is -115 for the under, -105 for the over. So they obviously have the Raiders winning this game. For me, I would never pick the Raiders over my Niners ever in my life. But when I do look at tape, when I was watching the Raiders and looking at their backups, I would say they have a very good young core. The Raiders have a very good young core. The 49ers quarterback room concerns me. There's going to be no Brock Purdy. We don't know if Matt Jones is going tonight. I think Matt Jones should play tonight, but I would expect Matt Jones to play 1 drive for the 49ers, maybe 2 drives. I don't expect Matt Jones to play a lot today for the 49ers, but if he does, if Matt Jones does play 1 whole half, and then Adrian Martinez play 1 whole half, the Niners easily wins this game, but I don't think the 49ers are going to do that to Matt Jones. I don't think the 49ers are going to give Matt Jones 1 whole half of football today. I think Matt Jones plays 2 to 3 drives max, and then Adrian Martinez will play the rest of the game. Obviously, Curtis Rourke is still injured. He broke some ribs. I don't expect him to be out there today. Curtis Rourke, I hope he still makes this 49ers final 53-man roster because Adrian Martinez is a tough watch, man. Adrian Martinez is a tough quarterback to watch. I don't want to see no more Adrian Martinez after today. So I am hoping he does have a legacy game and somehow impressive Kyle Shanahan just because how bad he's been doing this preseason. how bad he's been doing this preseason. So I'm hoping he does have a good game today and helps the 49ers win. But Adrian Martinez is a quarterback who I'm not trying to see. So when we go by backup quarterbacks, Mac Jones. It'll be Mac Jones versus Kirk Cousins. I'm taking Mac Jones any day of the week. And it'll be Mendoza versus Adrian Martinez. I'm taking Fernando Mendoza over him. And Aiden O'Connell versus Adrian Martinez is a closer matchup. I would pick Adrian Martinez over Aiden O'Connell, but very even quarterbacks there. Running back Mike Washington Jr. versus, I don't know if Kalen Black is going to play, but if it is Mike Washington Jr. versus Kalen Black, that would be a very fun matchup to watch. I personally, no bias stuff, I have Mike Washington Jr. at this moment being better than Kalen Black. I think Mike Washington Jr. has more talent than Kalen Black, but I was very impressed. With Kalen Black of what he was able to do in the preseason game week 2 versus the LA Chargers. So talent-wise, the Raiders for surely have a better depth team, better schemed out team than the 49ers right now. But man, let me see what good odds I could get on the plus. Let me see this. When is that actually? Hold up. NFL cutdown day. I believe it's Sunday. Yes. NFL cutdown day. So the 49ers need to have their final 53-man roster on Sunday, August 30th at 3 p.m. Pacific time. So I don't want to promise anything, but I should be live for that day. So we will be reacting to the 49ers final 53-man roster live here on stream. So make sure you guys turn on the notification bell for every single live stream that I go. So 3 p.m. on Sunday, August 30th, the final 53-man roster for the 49ers will be out. We'll react to that as we did with their first unofficial depth chart. We'll react to their first official 49er depth chart. That should be very fun. Let's look at player props, and then let me see if I can log in here. What's her name? All right. I don't know. Yes. Okay, let me in. Okay, we could look at some. Hold up, 1 second. We could look at some prop bets for this game and for the rest of the preseason game. So this should be fun. All right, let me share my screen. Let's take out this. Let's take out. We take out the thumbnail. All right, bet. Oh, we take out Grayson Halton. All right. Let me go get water real quick. What's it? Oh. Remove SSH. Alright, I'm gonna go get water real quick. And then we're gonna start looking at props. Let's play this.
Try and come back when you're famous.
Alright. We are back. Alright. Got my screen shared. Refresh. We got preseason game starting in about 50 minutes. Niners game starts in less than 2 hours now. So these are the props we got. We do got Mac Jones props. We got Jordan Watkins props. We got Adrian Martinez. And we got Fernando Mendoza. Holy. I was thinking, I was like, what's his last name? Mendoza. Alright, so we start off with the quarterbacks. Mendoza line at 95.5. Last week he did not get this. I was on his under last week and he did not get this. He only had 86 passing yards last week, so that was very interesting. But I expect him to play way more than he did last week. This week, Aiden O'Connell lines at 81.5. He hit it last week. Matt Jones at 45.5. He hit that last week for sure. My only problem with Mac Jones is I don't know how much ball he's playing today. 45.5 does seem like a very low line for Mac Jones, so we will add this to the board right now. But if Mac Jones does play 2 to 3 drives, only what I expect him to play is 2 to 3 drives. If he does play only 2 to 3 drives, this could be a very close line. Kyle Shanahan said. Only thing that Kyle Shanahan said for this game is only many starters will not play, similar like the Week 1 preseason game. So Matt Jones didn't play in the Week 1 preseason game, so that should be very interesting. We do have football that did start the FCS of college, so shout out to that. We officially made it to the dog days of summer, and college football is officially back. We officially have football back. Real games that count. I am excited for all these preseason games today, though. But yes, the first leg will be Mac Jones over 45.5 passing yards. I think if he does play 2 to 3 drives, he should still be able to get 45.5 passing yards. So we'll add that to the board. Mendoza to get a passing touchdown. I wish that the Raiders did come up with a better game plan that they put up, but they did not. Jordan James is not playing today. Is he? I don't think Jordan James is playing today. If he is, that's a player to watch. I don't think Jordan James is playing, though. I don't expect Jordan James to play. If he is, his over is great. But I don't expect Jordan James to play. I believe Kyle Shanahan said in the presser Jordan James will not play. And I think I tweeted it. Only if I misheard him. Yes, I said 49ers injury update. Robert Jones is expected to be ready for Week 1. Jordan James won't play for the Raiders. Romeo Hyde has an ankle injury. Curtis Work has 3 broken ribs. So his line shouldn't be up here. Mike Washington Jr. He got me right last week. He got it on the first drive for the Raiders. He had 56. I want to see what his carries were like last week. He had 9 carries last week. Okay. Versus Arizona, Mike Washington had 6 carries, so 9 and 6. He's gonna have the same amount of carries, most likely. What is that? 9 and 6. What's the meme of that? 7.5. So about 7.5 carries a day to get 26 yards. Let me see. Chargers were not running the ball last week. I gotta go back to preseason Week 1. So Chestnut had 47 versus the Niners, 35 and 31. So I do like this line for Mike Washington Jr. I do like his over at 25.5. And the wide receivers, they only have Jake Beck for the Raiders, and for the Niners, you have Jordan Watkins, you have Malik Turner. Jordan Watkins was a player to watch, 35.5. He did hit this both weeks. Yeah, he had a very quiet game for the Chargers that was very interesting. I don't like none of the props there. Kicking props, Eddie Panera, Niners scored 2 touchdowns. I do like. This would be the 3-leg that I would consider running. Again, it is preseason, so I want to go heavy on it. But this is a 3-leg. Mac Jones over 45.5 passing yards, 49ers to score 2 touchdowns, and then Mike Washington Jr. to have over 25.5 rushing yards. So that's going to be the parlay that I cook up here on live stream. Low, nice 3-leg for you guys. Money line wise, I don't like how we can't alt it here on this. Let me take that out. Let me see where I can alt this line for it to still be a good line to take. So do it on my phone. What I do want to check real quick is okay. No. All right, we could alt. Yeah, no, you can't really alt nothing here in the preseason. Preseason week 1, we was able to alt lines and still come out with a decent payout. Right now, we can't alt lines to make it come out to a decent, play. So what we got? We got college football that started. Yeah, I'm going until Saturday, week 0. San Jose State versus USC. You have the game in Dublin on Saturday. 25. If you want to see UNC and TCU, I like this. I like the plus 9.5 for UNC. I think Belichick has a bounce back year with UNC, so I like that plus 9.5. This is disrespectful. 38.5 points. I'm looking at the under 60.5. That would be the only play for that game, but yeah. And yeah, I think I'll be back alive. I'm going to have a post-game show later on for this 49ers versus Raiders game, so stay tuned to that. I'm going to have players who I thought had a good game, players who I thought had a bad game, and I'll have a separate video called the Balling or Falling show for the 49ers versus Raiders, maybe on Saturday, maybe on Sunday, sometime this weekend. I'm going to be going live a lot this weekend. I'm going to be going live for the 49ers final 53-man roster. I'll be live for the 49ers post-game show and the 49ers Balling or Falling show for the 49ers. That should wrap it up for this live stream, though. I hope you guys did enjoy this live stream. If you guys did, drop a like on the channel. Now, I'll see you guys in the next one. I'll see you guys after the game. Go Niners.